me like that.
I'll do my best. Sound so I can actually hear you guys.
Hmm?
I'm gonna put this on. So
I'm gonna get that next year. Want to use it.
now I'm actually getting my hearing aids are being
Oh, are
fitted
you?
right now. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that again. Seriously, I did look into it last year. I'm live. I forgot. Good evening. The City of Warwick City Council Finance Committee is called to order at 5 o'clock. The first order of business is acceptance of minutes from the committee meeting held on December 1st. We have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The next order of business is the minutes for the committee meeting held on December 1st for the consent calendar. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. We have one bid that is above the $50,000 threshold. That is 2024-349 Neptune cold water meters. The contract is for $100,000. Sir, please come, identify yourself, and give us the background.
Hello, Jerry Willett, Chief of Water. The division is asking to increase the cap on the cold water meters by 100,000. This is because we're actually changing out more meters than we anticipated.
And this just the increase in the spending authority, correct?
Correct.
Any questions from members of the committee? Mr. Muto.
Thank you.
Hi, Chief. Councilman Lattiser couldn't be here, and he sent me some questions, and I have a couple of questions myself. So when the increase, we're halfway through the year, how long have you and your folks known that we're going to be running short and needing an additional 100,000?
Couple weeks before we wrote the request.
Okay. Would you happen to know how much is left in that budget code right now?
I do not.
You don't. Okay. And would you know how many meters are left in stock right now?
I don't have an accurate number on that. My
You don't?
guess would be a couple hundred.
A couple hundred? Okay. Next question is, how many meters have been used or installed since the original 350,000 was approved on March 27th?
I don't have those numbers.
You don't have those numbers either? Okay. We're doing really well here. Okay. So how many meters do you need to finish up from now to 326?
Again, we based it on our recent spending. We really don't have numbers. It's something that I'm working on.
So I guess I'm challenged now. Is if you don't know how many meters you need, how do you know how much money to ask for?
Past performance, what the POs on the meter, what the meter orders have been indicating. That'll finish up, what do we got, 3 or 4 more months?
All right. Little disappointed with the lack of knowledge as far as the number of meters here. What do you happen to know what the expected life, the expected lifespan of these meters are?
The warranty on them is 20 years.
20 years? Okay. And with the replacement of the meters, obviously we're upgrading them to newer meters. Does the water department track the efficiency of these meters, the increase in better billing and less water usage?
Not as yet. We're working out a program that we should be implementing very shortly.
I will reserve the rest of my time. I do have some other follow-up questions, but I would like to see if I can get the answers to these questions before I can actually vote affirmative for this.
Any questions from members of the council?
Yeah, let's hold it.
No, we're not at
Not
that
that
point
point
yet.
yet.
Any questions from members of the public? Any questions from members of the public? Any questions from members of the public? I do have a follow-up. The line item on this, am I on? Yeah. The line item on this for the year, because I figured you're saying 3/26/26, that'll get us to the next contract?
Yes.
All right. Have you gone over the amount that was budgeted?
Yes, we were, this will get us through until March. We're implementing a program you'll see very shortly for meter replacement. This is, these numbers are basically, no, we have not. We have not gone over budget yet. I misunderstood.
Say that, can you please say that again?
Yes. Okay. Okay, the 100,000 is coming out of capital improvements, so we haven't gone over budget. We just need the cap of what we can spend increased.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion?
I have a motion to hold until next meeting until we receive the information needed.
I'll second that with the understanding that we get questions over to the director.
So, Bill Facenti, Chief
Before
Staff.
we vote, yes, sir.
Thank you. Bill Facenti, Chief Staff. We didn't receive any questions prior to this meeting. We would have had those answers had we received these questions. I mean, we need these meters. It's not an emergency, but we do need meters to install when people request them, when they fail. I'm not sure if the number that the chief gave you as a couple hundred meters in stock is entirely accurate. It seems very high to me.
Yes. The most we have is a couple hundred, but that's different sizes also.
Right, so it's all different size meters. It's not just of the household meters, it's commercial, industrial meters as well. So just, when does this expire?
March.
So going to hold to January 3rd. So again, I just wish we would have gotten questions ahead of time. We would have had those answers, surely. But since we didn't, that's why I would be opposed to holding this.
So
It's your pleasure.
Are you saying you have an issue with it being held?
I have an issue not asking the questions ahead of time to put the director or the chief on the spot like that. How many meters he's installed, the warranty of the meters, and all those type of questions that should have been asked ahead of time. That's what I would object to.
Chief, if I may, the question I have is, and I tell you, before I asked my question, I wasn't willing to hold this. But what was the budgeted amount for this originally? Because my understanding was, if I may explain my point, my understanding was they're asking for additional.
Right, so the original was $350,000.
What was it?
$350,000. We're asking for an additional $100,000 of spending authority for that PO. We have it in the, that was for the capital expenditure for the meter purchases.
So originally it was 350,000.
Correct.
And now, so you're not only asking for additional spending authority, you're asking for additional funds.
No, we're asking for additional spending authority.
No, it's additional.
Yes, please.
Christy Moretti, Public Works. So we're asking for a 612 to an existing contract, so it's an alteration of contract. The original award on this bid was $350,000. They have either come close to or just, I don't know if they've overexpended. They've come close to the cap at this point. So we are asking for an additional $100,000 for our meter purchases for the period up until March 26th of 2026.
Okay. Chrissy, I'm sorry to put you on the spot,
It's okay.
but Councilman Muto, can you answer any of the questions that the councilman has asked? I know, again, we're putting you on, I'm apologizing personally. I didn't find out till 2:00 this afternoon that I was chairing this.
That's quite
And
all right.
The information I had at that point was sufficient for me. But as the chair, when I get a committee member who's asking a question and we're not getting a clear answer, so can you answer any of those questions?
So I don't have the answers to how many meters were installed. I don't have the answers to how many meters we have on hand. And I forget there was another one in there. The budget code that these funds come from is 84799, which is the capital improvements budget code in the water division. And that is still funded at over $1 million. So they are well within their budget for this request.
Question, Councilman Napa.
So I don't think the issue is that do we have the funds available? I think the issue is, for me at least, I think we're hearing that we've already blown through $350,000 to this point. So we're asking for an additional 30% roughly in spending authority. My concern is, one, is that going to be enough considering how quickly we've run through meters, it appears? And two, I think Councilman Muto's question relative to how much do we have in backstock and what are we anticipating we need to do to finish like how many installs do we need? And I understand that you didn't get these questions in advance, and
Right.
I apologize for that, but I think those are valid questions to comprehend the 30% increase. Is that enough? Are we in the right ballpark?
So I can tell you historically that the request on this bid is historically been $350,000. So that's the benchmark of where we start when this bid is awarded. So that's not out of the norm for the water division. And as the chief of staff indicated, there's different size meters. So obviously there's different cost price points associated with those. So, a commercial meter, which, if you can have a 4-inch meter somewhere is obviously going to cost more than a household, 1.5 inch. So that there's, those things to be considered as well. But again, this request is nothing out of the norm for the water division. I actually have handled this for them previously as well when there was a vacancy in that department. So I don't know if that helps answer any of the questions, but.
Okay, thank you. Clerk, do we need a PCR for this since it's being asked to be held? Could we have that, please? What was that again?
If you are going to hold it, can I just ask someone email the questions so we're not doing this again in January?
Chief, we'll make sure that the questions get across.
Thank you.
All right. So we have a motion, we have a PCR, and we have a motion to hold. And we have a second. Well,
Next meeting.
Next meeting, the 5th, 1/5. So we have a motion to hold till 1/5/26. We have a second. Do we have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
I voted yay also. All right, now we come to the part where there are no other bids over the 50,000. Are there any members of the committee that would like a bid pulled? Mr. Muto.
I'd like to have 2026-061, the computer hardware and related equipment, and 2026-270A.
Mr. Napa. Any members of the council wish to have a item pulled? Any members of the public would like to have an item pulled? Seeing none. Councilman Napa,
Just one item, bid number 3, 2026-269.
say that again, please.
2026-269, the third one on the docket.
Sure. This one, okay, thank you. All right, so let's go in order. The first one is 2026-061, computer hardware and related equipment. Councilman Muto.
All right, thank you. These are more clarifying questions. So in the bid package, you called this unique computer equipment. What do you mean by that?
Phil Carlucci, IT Director. The IT department budgets each year for our replacement program and a number of peripherals that'll go off onto the side for keyboards, mice, cables, modems, switches, things along those, not modems, but switches and things along those lines. Anything that a department has that's above and beyond, something that's project related, something that's one-off. For the most part, not 100%, it falls between the police department and the fire department. They tend to have projects that they fund that are outside of the normal replacement. This, I have a breakdown of what all it is, but it does with a dispatch upgrade. They're moving some of the stations around to that, mobile units within the cars that they're upgrading. So I asked them for a breakdown of each of the items, and I have it available.
No, I read them. Thank you. It was more of trying to understand, since you're the IT director, I would figure that you'd have your thumb on every IT piece in the city.
We do approve all of them go through us. So I bring those special requests, even though it's coming out of their budgetary dollars. I review them at budget time. They're obviously in more generic form at that point in time, but when they come through, we do it not just as a check mark for it, but also because we have the original bid that has our standard vendors associated with it, that we get our pricing. We do our mini bids with all the vendors. So we tend to try to keep the business to them just to get the pricing that we get.
Great. Let's see. So all this equipment is for the police vehicles?
Not just for the vehicles, there's some for dispatch, some for the
dispatch.
vehicles, some are peripherals that they're adding onto the things.
Vehicles.
Those are mostly the low dollar items.
And the where the money is coming from, that's from a capital budget?
No, I don't believe so. That's just their normal hardware budget.
No hardware.
The police department's hardware budget.
Okay, so it's operating budget?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, when I
So
said
that-
special projects, sometimes they are capital projects, sometimes they're not.
That's where I was going with. How are you distinguishing between capital and operating? IT, usually my mind is more of a capital expense.
In a public sector like this, it's a little different because we don't have depreciation assets that we get the tax break from because we don't pay the taxes on it. But we certainly do delineate some of them. They're more unique projects, something larger scale that we tend to do capital with.
Great, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Any other members of the committee on that item? Members of the council on that item? Members of the public on that item? Members of the public? Members of the public? Seeing none, we move on to the next
Thank
item.
you.
Item 2026-269, fertilizer, liquid weed control and lime.
Hi.
Mr. Napa?
Hi, Christie. Just one question on this one. So I noticed that only one person bid. Is that typical for this particular bid?
Sometimes we do. There's another company called Heritage Landscape Supply. They're not local to us. They do ship to us, but we don't usually get more than 2, 3 if we're lucky, but not usually.
You're comfortable with what they presented as far as pricing and their availability for us?
Yes, and they have a location right on Illinois Avenue we can pick up from.
Okay, that's all.
Councilman Muto?
Yeah, just to follow up to the bidding process. We seem to have, over the last several months, our bidding pool seems to get pretty slim. Are there any programs in place to try to expand some of these bidders to get a little more competition and better pricing for the city?
Well, the purchasing agent puts not our bids not only on the city website, but also on a national website for bidding. I don't think you can get any bigger than that. So they are out there for anyone across the country to bid on.
Okay, so that's more of a passive approach versus an active approach. So what I'm asking is, are there a little more active recruiting? I'm thinking.
So you asking like if we call people and ask them to bid? No, we don't.
You don't, okay. Now, as far as the fertilizer and weed control, where is this going to be used? Is this in our Parks and Recs?
This is for our field maintenance division. So it's all the ball fields, soccer fields. They do treat City Hall, a couple of the Veterans Park over near Vets Middle School. But, Confreda Sports Complex, Mickey Stevens, they'll use it at, where we need to treat.
Any idea how much that will cover and use to, what you say where we need it? Is it evenly applied throughout the city, or are you selecting targeting certain fields?
We apply it to fields that require it. So if there's, obviously we will treat Ben Street because there's the 4 fields there. And then we'll do the fields at Mickey Stevens that are utilized. Belmont, there's the soccer and softball or baseball or whatever they do down there. So it is, there are certain locations that, yes, we do regularly. And as well, the other thing that we also have to consider at this point is now the high schools are also using city fields. So we have to make sure that we have the ability to get the materials we need to make sure the fields are done properly.
Thank you.
All set? Yep. Any members of the committee? We're all set. Council? Any members of the council? Any members of the public? Any members of the public? Any members of the public? Seeing none, the next item, 2026-270A, overhead door repair and replacement. Councilman Muto.
Okay, thank you. Where do I begin here? Okay, so I guess the first one is the going to the price list. So this is a question from Councilman Lattiser. It's the list price percent off the net. I believe he's trying, Councilman is trying to understand if the list price that is provided, if the bill comes in higher, for example, if it's $120, then 3 months later it comes in at $200,000. Is there someone in the department that's keeping an eye on that to question the increase in the list price?
Yes.
There is.
However, these parts are much like automotive where the prices fluctuate. So if you notice on the other page, the actual pricing page, we ask for a percentage off list.
Yep.
That's where we concern ourselves. This page is just to satisfy the comparison. I couldn't think of the word I wanted.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, so this is for replacement across DPW sites. Which DPW sites are we replacing the doors for?
The ones that we're responsible for. So all of the ones at the city yard, all the ones at the Cooper building, police station. Would probably have to add the plaza in. They have an overhead door there. McDermott Pool.
Hopefully you're not going to have to replace that one anytime soon.
Right. McDermott Pool, their arena. We all have overhead doors. So, and we have a lot of them.
I'm assuming there's a list of these doors and a replacement plan for them?
We don't replace doors unless it needs to be replaced. We call them out for service first. If they can replace parts, then we have the door repaired. If it is completely unrepairable and unusable, then we have it replaced.
Okay, great, thank you.
All set. Any of the members of the committee, members of the council, members of the public? Members of the public, member of the public. Seeing none, I need a motion on. I will make an exception for you. Which one, sir? Just read it off.
Bid number 6, 2026-307.
And the description, please.
That is for the precast items for the manhole and catch basins.
Say that again?
Precast items for manhole
Oh,
and catch
all right. Yeah,
basins.
go ahead.
So Christie, on this one, I see also that we haven't had any bidders for several years, and you're requesting, how do you choose the vendor?
So this vendor that we've requested has changed ownership, I think, a couple of times, but years ago for us Rhode Islanders, they used to be called Park Ave Cement. And so this is the vendor that locally has a yard full of the items that we require, cinder block, sewer bricks, concrete mortar. There's a whole list of items that we utilize. The reason that I actually don't know why we haven't received any bids, because we even send them the bid, but we don't get any responses. So in order for us to, for our drainage crew to do the work that they need to do, we need to be able to purchase these items. So our alternative at this point is to write a 56-6 to be able to utilize the vendor at the prices that they charge for the material.
Is this somebody that the city's used in the past and you have a comfort level with them, or is this just somebody?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Is this someone that we've used in the past, the city used in the past and
Oh.
is comfortable with?
We've been using this vendor since before I landed in Public Works, and that was a long time ago.
Okay,
See, Joanne's laughing because she knows.
yeah. And then did you reach out to any other vendors, or was this the only one?
Actually, when we try to develop a vendor list or try to update a vendor list, you do a Google search and there's other locations, but they're not in Rhode Island. A lot of them are in, Western or Northern Massachusetts. For us, this vendor is the only one that we're aware of in Rhode Island that provides this type of material.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, so I'm looking for a motion on PCR 140-25 relative to bids, the consent calendar. Do we have a motion?
Motion to move favorable action.
Moved by Councilman Napa, seconded by Councilman Muto. All in favor?
Aye.
It is 5:28, and the Warwick City Council Finance Committee is adjourned. I don't know.
Next up is the Ordinance Committee.
Yeah. Give me a second. Are you off? Thank you, sir.
Okay, the time is now 5:30 PM, and the Ordinance Committee is now in session. First order of business is acceptance of the minutes from the last committee meeting on November 17th, 2025. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
And all in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
3-0, motion passes. Okay, next order of business is PCO 20-25, an ordinance combining the Housing Board of Review and the Building Code Board of Appeals, docketed by Council President Sinapi on behalf of the mayor. This is for second passage, right? This is on for second passage. Do I have any questions or comments from the members of the committee? No questions, comments from the members of the council. We're all good on the right? No, on the left. Questions, comments from the members of the public? Questions, comments from members of the public? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on. We have PCO 6-25, an ordinance to prohibit through trucking on Orchard Avenue. For first passage, Council President Sinapi docketed. Council.
Please withdraw, given the new traffic study that came in.
All right, Council President Sinapi would like this one to withdraw. Do we have a motion to withdraw?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 3-0, motion passes. Next order of business is PCO 29-25, an ordinance amending section 20-291 to update the rescue services fee schedule. This is also docketed by CP on behalf of the mayor. Is someone from, Chief, are you presenting on this one? This is the rescue fee schedule.
Bear with me. I printed it. I just don't have it right on the top. I guess I didn't take it off my desk. So I don't have the document in front of me to tell you the actual numbers. Thank you, Councilman.
Yeah, it's just,
So this has been an issue for quite a number of years. Our reimbursement level has been consistently lower than our surrounding communities. The finance director, Lynn Prodger, asked for a comparison of around the area, surrounding area communities, and they did it by county. And based on the new numbers, we are still below both Providence and our surrounding communities. They don't have it by specific city and town. They do it by county. That's how the trust does it. That's the analysis they did. So we're asking for about a 15%, except for on one of them, I believe it's the level 2 advanced life support. If we ask for an additional up to 15%, that would put us higher than our surrounding counterparts. And just so you know, residents of the city of Warwick are not charged this fee. This is outside of residents. We do charge business owners, but not residents.
Thank you, Chief. And just from work in my day job as an attorney, I can confirm that the billing department at Warwick Rescue, Bonnie there has been very instrumental in helping residents that do get a bill after like motor vehicle accidents and such.
Correct.
Get those waived. So it's good to see that we're going to be in line with other cities and towns. It's a good revenue stream, and we should be compensated adequately for the care that our fire department is giving. So I'm glad that this one's coming through. Any questions from the members of the council? Councilman Gebhardt.
I'm less a question, more of a comment, just that I think keeping on top of this helps us keep in line. I think it's been probably 6 or 7 years.
Probably north of that,
Yeah,
since
probably.
this was updated.
Okay. So I think wherever we can, put this on a schedule and, run it every.
Yeah, the finance
Yeah.
director, with the addition of the new rescue, the 5th rescue, the finance director is keeping a close eye on making sure that these numbers are updated, if not annually, biannually.
Good. Okay. Well, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Muto.
hi, Chief. More of a first part is a clarification. I didn't quite hear it. Are we moving our rates up to the average, or are we still below?
We're still a little bit below, I believe.
Is there any reason, since it's outside, that we just don't?
It's a
Maximize?
considerable increase. I think like I said, we all went basic life support emergency, advanced life support 1 was, I believe, 15%. And we wanted to keep it, moderate increases. We'll evaluate this again, like Councilman Gephardt mentioned, we'll evaluate this again to see what the numbers are bringing in and how we're doing. But we didn't go right to the top, and we didn't want to, have it, too much of a burden, I guess. And although it's not on the residents, but we just wanted to make sure that we were being fair, not to raise it all the way up too quickly. It's been, as Councilman mentioned, about 7 years. It's probably been close to 10 years since these numbers have been adjusted.
So I was just proposing if we bring it up, we can catch up for those 7 years of missed opportunity. But I'll defer to the wisdom of our finance department for that. I also have something I want Councilman Ed Lattiser asked me to put into the record. He mentioned the ordinance of the rescue fees last year, and he wanted me to introduce what he submitted last year, and also wanted to be a co-sponsor on the legislation. So I'll hand this over to the folks.
If I may.
I think is that a docket item? Councilman Mito, for later? Is that going to be a docketed item for later?
No, it's just, I guess, he just wants it correct.
Yeah, Councilman Mito stole my thunder. Councilman Lattiser would like to be added as a co-sponsor, which obviously I have no problem with. And also I was going to, just to verify, run report fees going up, and we don't have to put it in here.
Yes, the run report fees are going to go up.
Perfect. For those who don't know, those are also below average, so we're raising them, but they're not enumerated in the ordinance, so there's no reason to start doing so now.
Yes, so run report fees, currently the city is charging $5 to get the run report. If a third party requests the run report, like an attorney or an insurance company, other cities and towns are 3 to 4 times higher than that. So we're just trying to get in line, which I think the administration is fully supportive of. And
Yes.
again, another stream of revenue that does not impact the residents of the city work, but keeps us in line with trends from other cities and towns.
All right, do that.
Any other questions? Councilman Mito, your light's still on. Did you have any more? Any questions or comments from the members of the public? Questions, comments from the members of the public? Seeing none, do I have a motion? Motion to move favorable action. Do I have a second? And a second. All in favor? Aye. 3-0, motion passes, first passage. Go forward. Okay, next order item of business is PCO 31-25, an ordinance to prohibit certain types of parking on Caddy Avenue, Lippett Avenue, and Mill Cove Road. This was docketed by Councilman Lattiser, and Council President Sinapi is going to speak on this item.
Yeah, Councilman Lattiser stated that this is supported by a traffic study, and he requested the committee move forward with favorable action.
As supported by a traffic study on the recommendations of the police department and I believe the administration, do we have a motion for favorable action on this item?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Councilman. Oh, I apologize.
Just looking at the map, I only got to the first one so far. Just give me a sec. Mill Cove Road. So at least Caddy appears to be a road that leads directly to the shore. Looks like Mill Cove as well. So I do have questions about what the purpose of this is and what the potential safety issue is. I just want to be careful that we're not exacerbating a problem we already have with prohibiting parking on roads that are adjacent to the shoreline. I would be okay. So I honestly have not dug into the traffic study yet. I can do that. Oh, I see. I can do that a little bit more before the council meeting. If maybe we want to send it, I'm okay with whatever. If we want to send it with no recommendation or we want to send it with a recommendation, I'm fine either way, but I just want to make sure that I understand this. And obviously Councilman Lattiser's not here, so maybe I'll hear from him in between.
Okay. Any other questions? Councilman Mito.
Hi, thank you, Chairman. This is from Councilman Lattiser. He mentioned that this was a housekeeping item. It's been on the books pre-2000, and the mayor and the administration wanted to make sure all of items like this go through the council. So that was his note. He wanted to be relayed to the committee.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the members of the public? Mr. Schuster, thank you.
Good. George Schuster from the Riverview neighborhood where this ordinance proposed change is taking place. I coordinated with Councilman Lattiser in requesting this traffic study, which is in truth more like 10 or 15 years in the making. All of the changes here were initially targeted at increasing parking at the rights of way in the neighborhood due to concerns of people who were just adjacent to the neighborhood who couldn't walk for various reasons the half a mile or so to the beach, but lived so close and needed a better way to get there. So really the mandate here was to find two things. One, parking signs that had been up for a long time and had never been authorized, that had been put up by the neighbors themselves or someone else, to get those down. And then also taking a fresh look at the safety concerns to make sure that only the true safety concerns were limiting parking, and that otherwise parking would be opened up on those dead end streets to the water. So that's the background for this. It was very much a public access oriented project. And then removing a stop sign that has vexed my family because it's on the wrong direction of a T intersection on our street. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schuster. That perspective was extremely helpful. Okay, any other questions from the members of the public? Seeing none, do we have a motion? Motion to move favorable. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, first passage 3-0. Last order of business on our agenda tonight, PCO 32-25, an ordinance amending section 64-5 relative to the compensation of other officials, docketed by Council President Sinapi. Council President, would you like to speak on this item?
Sure. So this was brought up, the administration mentioned a board that hadn't met in some time and basically become redundant due to the nature of how things changed over the years. Before they had a purpose, and now their purpose is met elsewise. So there's no reason to continue paying them. And in fact, in the long run, we're probably going to request the General Assembly to actually just abolish it. But at least in the interim, we can make it so that we're not paying something for nothing. And in the off chance they do, for some reason, meet, the language as stated in the proposed change will make it so that they do, in fact, get paid if they meet. So we're kind of covering all our bases here. So request favorable action, please.
Okay, so I see no harm in paying people only for the work that they actually do rather than just having no-show jobs. Seems like a good move. Any other questions from the members of the committee? Councilman Gephardt.
Similar to the rescue fees. Any consideration to adjusting these for inflation or cost of living or et cetera? I'm sure many of these have not been revisited in many years.
Bill Vicente, not at this time.
Okay, thank you. I mean, I would suppose if we were struggling to fill some of these, compensation may come up as an issue potentially.
Correct. I mean, the city of Warwick does it, with the exception of a couple of the, some boards, doesn't really have an issue filling the positions.
Okay, all right, great, thank you.
Okay, any other questions from members of the committee? Members of Councilman Udall.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm forwarding these questions from Councilman Lattiser. Just for clarification, I'm not sure if we've addressed this based on your comment, Chairman. Is there an amendment or wording that requires the members' attendance to be paid for them to get paid? So that would be the first question. It would either probably be the administration.
Zach, Bill Vicente, Chief Staff, this is actually the Council President's ordinance.
As drafted, it does not have an attendance provision, neither do the existing boards. This was just targeting the fact that a board exists, potentially is being paid for a prolonged period without any meeting. But the language is updated, does not address that situation.
Okay. This is probably true of the next comment then. Should there be mandatory attendance requirements in the meetings in order to stay on the committee?
That's a policy question, not a legal one.
Okay. Mr. President?
For that kind of change, it would have to be probably a global one, and I'm not sure if it would be something that's palatable either to the administration or, forgetting them for a moment, to the members of the boards. But the focus of this particular item was just to address the board that was getting paid not to meet at all ever. The other conversation that these questions get to is a far broader one that is definitely worth having, but doesn't make much sense for us to have it here, given the nature of this particular proposal. But again, the questions should happen in a different setting for sure.
Which setting would you recommend? Is this an ordinance that could be submitted or a committee? What?
Oh, I understand what you mean. By setting, I meant, so much with many things we docket and bring before us, we often meet with the administration. We often ask the solicitor to look into things as far as what other cities and towns do. We often ask the same with the administration to basically figure out what makes sense, what seems to work with other cities and towns, what seems to not work. So that is all the sort of stuff we would do beforehand. And then if and when it came time to change things, yes, we would docket something similar to this and submit a proposed ordinance accordingly.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all I have.
All right, seeing no other lights, any questions or comments from the members of the public? Questions, comments, members of the public? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
Move favorable action.
Motion to move favorable, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0, motion passes. The time is now 5:50 and we stand adjourned.
Would the Public Safety Committee now convene?
We missing anyone? Let's see. I am, but oh, isn't that nice? That is very lovely. Thank you so much. Let me just get to my notes here. Give me one moment. It's only one thing. Yeah, it's just one item. There we go, public safety. The Public Safety Committee is now in session. Actually, what time is it?
6:52.
At 6:50. 5:52.
Yeah, close enough. We're early, see?
Can't even tell time. Yeah, and you're the timekeeper. Nice. 5:52. All right. So first order of business is the acceptance of minutes from the committee meeting held on July 7th. Oh,
You can make the motion to hold.
oh, I can make it.
You can make that motion.
Okay. Make the motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, October 6th. My correction. The acceptance of minutes from October 6th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. All right. Where are you? You got it? Oh, thank you. Not used to be, since it's been October, it's a little rough. All right. Okay, so what's in front of us is PCR 139-25, a resolution in regards to installing and removing stop signs at the intersection of Riverview Avenue and Wentworth Avenue. It's brought in by Councilman Lattiser. I don't actually have the details on this.
So I can say, per Councilman Lattiser, it's supported by a traffic study, and he requests favorable action.
Okay. Any questions from the committee? Any questions from the council? Any questions from the public? Any questions from the public? Any questions from the public? Seeing none,
I move favorable action.
second?
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
The Public Safety Committee is adjourned at 5:54.
Next up is the Intergovernmental Committee.
Where'd the chair go?
All right. Intergovernmental? Good evening. Time is 5:58. Intergovernmental comes to order. First up is acceptance of the minutes from December 1st.
Motion to move favorable action.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. First up, resolution amending the rules of the Warwick City Council for the 2025-2026 term. Council President?
Councilman Lattiser asked that we hold this till the next meeting so that he can be present for the vote.
Okay. And is that what you would like also?
So that would be January 5th.
Okay. Do we have a motion to hold to January 5th?
Motion to hold till January 5th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. PCR 11525, resolution relevant to omnibus withdrawal of docketed items undrafted, no longer relevant, necessary, or ready for action by current sponsors. Council President?
This is just the annual housekeeping
Yep.
where we try to remove things that are just unnecessary for whatever reason. And I think a number of us have thrown some into the pot here.
Yes. This keeps our
Just
solicitor's
for-
hair on his head.
Just for my own edification and education, are these items that does council president or a solicitor circle through members of the council that have docketed items that have gone stale and just to check in, or are these?
Yes. I've conducted check-ins with all members that have items that have been in the somewhat called pending file to do a check-in and either see if anything is pertinent to put in here, or it's a good reminder for doubling back and doing our diligence to get things rolling for 2026. So,
Okay.
but the items here are at the approval of the individual members.
Yeah, the sponsor
Appreciate
says.
that. Just because I've never done this before, that was the first time I've seen it. So appreciate the education, and that's all I got.
Okay. Any other members have any questions on these withdrawals? Any members of the council? Members of the public? Okay. Seeing none, I'll take a motion on 11525.
Motion to move favorable.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I think we are adjourned at 5:59.
Next up is the Public Properties Committee.
Nice being with you.
Oh, boy. What time is it?
I don't have to look at my watch. 6 o'clock calls.
Okay, the Public Properties Land Use Committee and Community Affairs is underway at 6:01. We need the acceptance of the minutes from committee meeting held on December 1st, 2025.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, first up is PCO-2825, an ordinance amending the zoning ordinances of the city of Warwick, Anthony Albanese / Bridge Group LLC, applicants 9 Post Road, Assessors Plat 291, lots 31 and 32. This is Councilman Foley.
I move favorable action with a comment. Since we passed this 2 weeks ago, I still have received no comments in a negative, and this is a great project to be like a gateway from the bridge in Patuxent Village into the Warwick side. So I ask for favorable action.
Do I have a second?
I'll move favorable action.
Are there any questions from the members of the committee? Any questions from members of the council? Any questions from members of the public? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
Move favorable action?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, second up is PCO-30-25, an ordinance amending the zoning ordinances of the city of Warwick, Alexander and Courtney Bucci, applicants 85 Tollgate Road, Assessors Plat 246, Lot 191, Council President Sinapi.
I would defer to administration on this one.
Do we have any questions from the committee? Any questions from the council?
Nope.
Any questions from the public? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Move favorable action?
All in favor? Aye. The Public Properties Land Use Committee and Community Affairs is finished at 6:02.
That concludes all committees. We'll be back with the full council at 6:30 PM.
Wait a minute, what?
6:30. We're done until 6:30.
See, this is,
So we have to. Yeah. Bullshit. You can't start early. The people come to 6:30. We'll have lawsuits. I know. Well, you have a decision.
City Council will convene at 6:30 PM. Clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi. Here. Mr. DeLuise. Mr. Foley. Mr. Gephardt.
Here.
Mr. Kirby. Here. Mr. Lattiser. Mr. Muto.
Here.
Mr. Napa. Mr. Ricks. 7 present.
Councilman Muto can please lead us in the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first things first, general communications, announcements of congratulations, condolences, or community events. First, the obvious one, the recent shooting at Brown University, not to mention all the other shootings that somehow managed to happen on the same day. So if we could please have a moment of silence for that. Does anyone else have anything for congratulations, condolences, or community events? Seeing none, we can move on to executive communications. There are none. Next is acceptance of minutes from council meeting held on December 1st, 2025. Is there any objection to accepting the minutes as is? Seeing none, so held. Next is public comment. Rule 41, after general communications and prior to the consent calendar at the last regularly scheduled meeting of the City Council each month, there shall be a period of time not to exceed 30 minutes during which citizens may comment about Warwick City government issues subject to the following stipulations. The total period of time for public comment shall not exceed 30 minutes. Comments need to be brief in order to allow as many citizens as possible to participate. Each citizen signed up and present shall have not to exceed 5 minutes to speak, provided, however, that if there are more than 6 citizens are signed up and present, the 30 minutes will be split evenly amongst speakers. Time shall not be transferable amongst speakers. The topics for comments shall be issues directly affecting city government. City council members will not respond to questions during the public comment period. The public comment session will terminate at the expiration of the earlier of all speakers concluding their allotted time or 30 minutes. Waiver of this provision requires a unanimous vote of the council. So we have 8 signed up. Does anyone have any objection to giving each person signed up 4 minutes? It brings us to roughly 32 total minutes rather than 30. Is that all right? All right, seeing no objection. First things first, and I will apologize in advance for any and all failures of pronunciation, which will undoubtedly happen. I want to say Maya Suevas? I'm sorry. I have no idea. Just when you get up to the mic, just state your name better than I did.
Hello, Council. My name is Maya Cuevas. I'm here to address an issue with you guys, and as many of you know, that there is a homeless crisis going on in Rhode Island. There is a larger growing population in the city of Warwick. I and my husband are one of those people. We currently live in our car, and before that you open any judgment, no, we are not substance abusers. We actually have income. It's just not enough. Over the course of time of being homeless, I have interacted with people at the Walmart parking lot at Oakland Beach. There are many of your residents of Warwick living in their vehicles. There's more RVs pulling into Walmart parking lot for people to have a home. It is currently 10 degrees on any given night in this winter weather. My husband and I, we wake up every morning to ice on the inside of our windshields because our breath is what's keeping us warm, and that condensation is freezing on the inside of our vehicles. The Warwick City Council, I believe Public Works, has removed the porta potties because it is the winter time. A lot of homeless people rely on those porta potties during the evenings when there's not many public restrooms open. That's just one of the issues. I think that this issue should be brought to the city council because we are your people and we want to see that you care for your people. There are many people that aren't substance users that do have income supporting children in their vehicles. We just want to see that you guys care. I've reached out to Amy Santiago and Megan Smith. Amy Santiago is the leader of the Better Help Project in Providence. They provide tents to people in need. Their funding has slowly dwindled. Megan Smith, she actually is the leader of the storage unit living in Providence. And when I brought her my concerns, she said to bring this to the council and offered me a possible solution. Now, I know that it takes a lot of numbers for you guys to figure solutions out for the city of Warwick, but life is not a dollar sign for people. These are your people. What can happen, I believe, is that we should open an emergency warming center in Warwick just for residents that are homeless at this time, just for people to charge their phones, get warm for the night, know that they're safe. There's been many times where police have vacated the homeless residents, which actually goes against the Homeless Bill of Rights in Rhode Island law. I believe it's 31-27. We are just struggling. This economy is hard, as all of you know. The economy has been dwindling for quite some time. I've been a resident of Warwick for the greater part of 30 years. And in the beginning, it felt like I was part of something. We had a great economy, a great community that worked together. And now all of these families are just struggling and don't know where to go. There's a lot of full shelters in Providence, but I don't think that we should send our people to other cities. We should do something here. And that's my public comment for the night.
Thank you. Next is, again, I apologize, Christopher Felice, maybe?
Good evening, Council. My name is Christopher Valliere. I've been a resident of Warwick for 36 of my 41 years on planet Earth, including time in the Air Force when I stayed in resident of Warwick just out of pure pride instead of changing it to other states. I represent a group of what we would call the regular parents of the Warwick Figure Skating Club. We'd like to thank you all for your rapid response in the funding of the new cooling tower for the back rink. I know some other parents are going to talk about some other issues tonight regarding that, but as a resident of Warwick, also I'd like to say that it's been a personal point of pride playing on the fields of Mickey Stevens, swimming in the pool, being on the rink throughout our entire life. Both my daughters are members of the Warwick Figure Skaters Club. One is on the synchro team, and the other day my daughter came to me and said, "Dad, the bathroom doors won't close. It's really creepy in there." It's an unfortunate state of affairs in the rink. I understand that there are fiscal constraints with operating any major facility, let alone a facility as huge as Mickey Stevens is. But I remember back when we were kids, that was a point of pride and a center point of sports in the community, not just for the city of Warwick, but for the state of Rhode Island. My grandfather's name adorns the main field at Mickey Stevens, and I'm embarrassed to show my kids that field because it's in such a bad state right now. Again, I understand it is expensive and it is a lot of money, but I would ask the council to work with us to make not just the rink, but all of those facilities better in the future. Thank you.
Next, we have Carla Neville.
Good evening. My name is Carla Neville. This is my daughter, Nora. My husband and I have been proud residents of Warwick for 15 years. I'm here tonight to share how positive and meaningful my 10-year-old daughter's experience has been with Warwick Figure Skaters. Nora started skating in Warwick when she was 3. From the moment she joined, we found more than just a skating program. We found a true sense of community. When Nora was little, we stumbled upon a synchro practice after one of her skating lessons, and she said, "Mommy, I want to do that." She joined Warwick Synchro 3 years ago and will be a longtime member for sure. Just this past Saturday, her team skated at the New England Synchro Classic at the Skating Club of Boston and earned first place, a testament to the program's strength. The Warwick Synchro program itself is demanding in the best possible way. Through structured practices and high expectations, Nora's learning discipline, time management, and perseverance. The coaching staff is incredible. They're knowledgeable, committed, and genuinely invested in each skater's development as an athlete and as a person. Their guidance has pushed Nora to improve while still making skating something she loves to do. Being part of a synchronized skating team has also taught her what it truly means to be part of a team. Accountability, trust, and working towards shared goals. Nora's in 5th grade. She attends Cedar Hill in the Warwick Public School Department. She is especially excited to attend Windman Middle School, unlike some of her classmates who may be a little nervous or anxious. But next year, she will know some synchro friends that will actually be there with her. Warwick Figure Skaters has given her skills, friendships, and experiences that will stay with her forever. And thanks to Warwick Figure Skaters, I have a confident, well-adjusted daughter who has figured out exactly how she likes to spend her time, which some of us grown adults could try and figure out on our own as well. It's important to our family that Warwick Figure Skater has reliable and available ice, which is, you'll hear some other folks speaking to tonight. So thank you for your time, and there's more to come.
Next is Kristen Pecora or Decora, I'm not sure.
Mr. President, City Council, members of the public, good evening. I'm Kristen Pecora. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight about the ongoing challenges at the Thayer and Warburton ice rinks. For more than 20 years, my husband and I have both served our country as active duty members of the military. During that time, we've been stationed across the country. For the first time, we found a group that has really provided us a sense of community, Warwick Figure Skaters. But more importantly, Warwick Figure Skaters has provided our 9-year-old son with much needed stability while we've both deployed across the globe over the past 5 years. Earlier this fall, when I was away on a 2-month deployment, I learned that the Warburton rink would be closed due to a cooling tower failure. Now that I've returned home, I've seen firsthand how disruptive this closure has been to all of the families. Personally, my husband and I are shuttling our son across the state, finding any available ice time so he can continue and develop and grow in the activity he's passionate about. He already gives up so much with our deployment schedule. It's how we can give back and support him. Now, as the commanding officer of my own nearly 40-year-old ship, I completely empathize with the budget struggles of any government organization, especially when it comes to the maintenance and repair of aging equipment. If one of my engines fails, it's a scramble to fix it so we can head out on our next mission. So believe me when I say that I greatly appreciate the efforts that have gone into replacing the cooling tower as fast as possible to bring the Warburton rink back online. However, this failure isn't an isolated incident, and the facilities at both rinks are in need of an overhaul. Other systems and structures at the facilities are nearing the end of their service life. While I understand my organization's plans to maintain and eventually replace my ship, I cannot say I understand the same about Warwick's plans for the future of the Mickey Stevens Sports Complex. As such, I would ask the council to look beyond the immediate cost of this current repair, which I know is pricey. Please identify how to best support these facilities toward the future. The current posture of responding to emergent casualties is not cost efficient, nor does it effectively meet the community's needs. I would ask you to recognize these aren't just recreational athletics facilities. They are locations that help our student athletes learn teamwork, confidence, and perseverance, leadership attributes that will help them succeed both on and off the ice. Please consider the growth and development of these future leaders as you determine a sustainable path forward for the entire complex. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
I'm not sure where to begin on this one. Yeah, if you could just state your name when you get up rather than me butchering it, I'd appreciate it.
You're not the first to butcher my name, and you won't be the last. So, hi, I'm Pierre Pecora. To the council, thank you for having us tonight. So I represent the Warwick Figure Skaters as a member of the board of directors. You should be proud of the Thayer and Warburton rinks. We are the only two rink club or facility in the state. That should be a mark of pride. Right now, it's not. Each year, millions of dollars are brought in to the city through those rinks. I can tell you our club alone brings in, at least by our math, at least $3 million of revenue into city businesses each year, just based off of the amount of sushi and pizza we buy at Dave's after skating and the amount of time we have to fill our gas tanks before we go home. We understand that these are difficult facilities to maintain. We know because our club has been at the rink since 1970, all right? We have between the different club sports that operate out of there, over 1,000 families are members of clubs that are associated with the rink. We know that the aging infrastructure needs to be addressed, and we are really appreciative of the leadership of the mayor and of the council to provide the resources to fix the casualties as they've come up. But the reality is we could have fixed them 2 years ago. It would have cost less because we could have gotten the parts on hand. We could have set up a more fiscally efficient contract to do the install, and we would have not had the thing that is very damaging to our programs, which is the loss of ice. This comes after the fact that we had unplanned maintenance to the Thayer rink, which the city had already sold the ice to us and had to reimburse us the cost because we had no notice. Not only is that lost money to the city, but it does not give us the ability to go do what we have to normally do and find ice in the state, which is very challenging because, as I said, this is the only two rink facility in the state of Rhode Island. So I would like you to think about what the Mickey Stevens complex could be, which is a revenue generating facility for the state. If you can look at what the Mickey Stevens complex could be, it could hold tournaments 4 seasons out of the year, hockey, figure skating, synchro. I would note that we supported the National Synchro Championship in the year 2000. We were not able to hold it in Warwick because there was no facility to support it, right? So that speaks to the amount of revenue we could be bringing into the city if we had a proper facility that we could take advantage of, because we are some of the most prosperous and successful programs in the state for these sports, especially coming up to a Winter Olympics year. It's a great opportunity for our clubs to grow, but right now we can't even get ice access to put on the classes. So for everyone to know, we had to cancel our weekend Learn to Skate programs in October because we could not secure ice. We're uncertain right now, and it's hard to advertise for our January ones because we don't know when we're going to get the rinks back, right? We lose those skaters, we lose the pipeline for our club, like forever. So
You have 1 minute, sir.
Thank you. Our current ask in the short term right now is we're very excited about the new outdoor rink. We were there to support the opening. We would like the weekend public skate to be shifted completely to the outdoor rink so that we can have the Sunday afternoon block so that we can put on a Learn to Skate program, which will generate money for the city, which is right now a revenue loss because you're running a public skate that no one's showing up to. You're diverting public skate away from the new rink, which you need to support. And our ask would be that we can work together, the tenants, the clubs with the city to identify alternate funding resources at the state and federal level to be able to do what we were just able to do with the City Hall Plaza rink, which is invest in ice that will bring money from the rest of the state into Warwick. Thank you.
Next is Tom Dillon.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tom Dillon. I am the Vice President of the Warwick Figure Skating Board. I wanted to read the statement that has been passed out, I believe, to many of you that represents our position from the board. So for more than 6 decades, Warwick figure skaters and partnering programs have built the Thayer and Warburton arenas into safe, healthy, and constructive facilities for more than 1,000 children annually. As an organization committed to growth of figure skating and other ice sports in our community, we must address the critical challenges facing these aging and unreliable arenas, facilities essential to both our mission and our broader community. Number one, our aging infrastructure and ice availability. The Warburton and Thayer arenas, now 45 and 55 years old respectively, are suffering from aging infrastructure. Frequent refrigeration system failures have led to recurring distribution disruptions in the ice availability, jeopardizing our ability to deliver reliable programming, undermining the development of our athletes, and endangering the health of our program to continue. The declining maintenance budget. In recent budget cycles, the maintenance funding of these arenas have increasingly reduced, resulting in significant decline in the condition of the facilities and persistent downtime. From deteriorating locker rooms to inaccurate rink upkeep, the lack of investment have left the arenas unable to consistently meet the needs of the community. Need for a dedicated facility manager. To improve the operations of these critical facilities, we strongly advocate for the appointment of a dedicated facility manager. This individual would serve as a central point of coordination between the city's departments and the rink tenants, ensuring that the arenas are managed effectively and efficiently. Last, need for investment of the future of Warwick ice sports. Future improvements to Thayer and Warburton arenas should prioritize upgrading ice-related infrastructure. These enhancements will not only improve the reliability of the facilities, but also reduce long-term operational costs. The year-round demand for ice justifies it. On a personal note, I have 3 kids. I live in Warwick, and I have 3 kids who ice skate. 2 that are figure skaters, 1 that's a hockey on the Warwick hockey. It has been a little bit disruptive the past couple of years. I do appreciate the city and the council quickly trying to adjust and get the ice rink up and getting the money for the new tower. But in the prime of their season, they've gone from a lot of ice to a little. I know from the Warwick figure skaters, we've went from probably about 30 hours of ice down to I think about 3 hours of ice a week.
You have 1 minute, sir.
This has greatly hurt the programs. They need, unlike other sports, we can't just find another field. We need the ice in order to be able to figure skate or to play hockey. There's not many other places, as Piero mentioned, that have 2 rinks. So for us, this last minute change was very hard for us to adjust. We have skaters that are skating at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night in other rinks. So anything you guys can do to help would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Next is Rob Cody. All right, we'll come back to him. Next is Richard Langseth.
Hello, Richard Langseth, Budlong Farm. I want to bring you folks up to date on the Buttonwood Beach Association right-of-way to the shore. I understand that you had quite a discussion the last time about the improvements to the water line going between Buttonwoods and Oakland Beach. And as I said before, it's going to be at least $2 million. And now I understand that the city's going to go to the infrastructure bank to get financing for this. You must be aware that the infrastructure bank supports public facilities, not private facilities. And another thing came up lately. The Coastal Resources Management Council has found that the Buttonwood Beach Association dedicated the roads in Buttonwoods to the public. And they also reported that Mark McKinney, currently Senator McKinney, told the Superior Court in an affidavit that there's been continuous public use of the streets of Buttonwoods for all his memory, and his memory goes back to the 1960s. There's going to be a meeting coming up of the CRMC in January where the Buttonwood Beach Association is going to attack that report. But I can assure you that when the Buttonwood Beach Association already told the Superior Court that the roads have been continuously used by the public for generations, it's not going to fly. The problem that we're going to have is when you go to the infrastructure bank to get financing for this facility, it must be on public property. And anything you do to go in a different direction is just going to end up in chaos and mayhem. It's not that I want to attack the city of Warwick, but the city of Warwick has to recognize finally that these are public roads. They've been public roads since 1872. They've been public roads since 1768 by Parliament. They've been public roads since 1870 by the Beers Atlas. They've been public roads since 1904 by the State Highway Commission, who has found these streets to be public roads. Where do we get the idea that these are private roads? There is nothing in the record that shows these are private roads. Zilch, nothing. And yet we're living this fantasy of these being private roads. It makes absolutely no sense. Why would the city spend $2 million on a private road? Going beyond that, when the sewers were put in, the city spent $5 million on
You have 1 minute, Mr. Langseth.
$5 million uncompensated for the sewers. Okay, so now we have $5 million plus at least $2 million. It's probably going to be more. We're spending $8 million on a private facility that only 150 or 100 families live in. Does that make any sense at all? There are 30,000 families in Warwick, and 150 of these families are holding this beautiful place hostage, and the city council won't recognize that it's public? This makes absolutely no sense at all. And I really urge you to look at what's going on with the CRMC. Perhaps go to the meeting. See for yourself. This is going to be an enormous problem moving forward when that water line breaks or is otherwise capped off. I just don't know how to deal with this. And I would appreciate your help if possible.
Time's up, Mr. Langseth.
Okay, Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right, just circling back. Is Rob Cody here? All right. So then that concludes public comment. First up, we have the consent calendar, PCR 140-25, resolution relative to bids. This is finance. Councilman Foley.
Good evening. I need a little assistance. We did pull one. Do we deal with that first?
There was one item pulled from the consent calendar. It was bid 2024-349, which is now PCR 141-25, and we'll deal with that after the consent calendar.
Thank you. So PCR 140-25, resolution relative to bids, recommend favorable action.
For action, Councilman Councilman Foley. It's automatic.
Move favorable action.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. Any further questions that weren't already had in committee?
I just want to make a comment on the record. I was notified, not at 2 o'clock this afternoon that I'd be chair, but at 11 o'clock this morning, Councilman Lattiser was very diligent in letting me know as soon as he realized I misspoke. Thank you.
That sounds like a ringing endorsement for the consent calendar. So seeing no further questions or comments, clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi?
Yes.
Mr. DeLuise? Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 yes, motion passes.
All right, and then next, it's the item that was pulled, bid 2024-349. It's now PCR 141-25. My understanding is that the recommendation is to hold till January 5th.
Correct.
All right, does anyone object to PCR 141-25 being held to January 5th? Seeing no objection, so held. Next, we have unfinished business, PCO 20-25, Sub A, an ordinance combining the Housing Board of Review and the Building Code of Appeals. This is second passage ordinance. So Councilman Napa. My understanding is that the recommendation is favorable action.
Committee recommended favorable action on second passage.
So for action, Councilman Napa.
Motion to move favorable action.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi?
Yes.
Mr. DeLuise? Yes. Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 yes, second passage.
Next is PCO 28-25, an ordinance amending the zoning ordinances of the city of Warwick, Anthony Albanese / Bridge Group LLC, applicants 9 Post Road, Assessors Plat 291, lots 31 and 32. This is second passage, public properties, which, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that was chaired by Councilman DeLuise. So Councilman DeLuise, my understanding is the recommendation was for favorable action.
Yes, recommend favorable action.
So for action, Councilman DeLuise.
Yes.
So Councilman DeLuise moves for favorable action. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi?
Yes.
Mr. DeLuise?
Yes.
Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 yes, second passage.
All right, next is PCO 6-25, an ordinance to prohibit through trucking on Orchard Avenue. This ordinance, so Councilman Napa.
So this is up for first passage, and the committee recommended to withdraw.
All right, so Councilman Napa for action.
Motion to withdraw this from the calendar.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further question or comment? Seeing none, clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi?
Yes.
Mr. DeLuise?
Yes.
Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 to withdraw.
So next is PCR 93-25, resolution amending the rules of the Warwick City Council for the 2025-2026 term. This is intergovernmental, so Councilman Gephardt.
Committee recommend hold to 5.
All right, is there any objection to holding till January 5?
Which one are we on? 6?
Seeing none, so held. Next is new business, PCO 29-25, an ordinance amending the section 20-291 to update the rescue service fee schedule. This would be first passage. This is an ordinance, so Councilman Napa.
On first passage, the committee recommended favorable action.
For favorable action, Councilman Napa. All
Motion to move favorable on first passage.
Second.
right, motion made and seconded. And as a reminder, Councilman Lattiser asked to be added as a co-sponsor to this. Seeing no further questions or comments, clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi?
Yes.
Mr. DeLuise?
Yes.
Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 yes, motion passes.
Next is PCO 31-25, an ordinance to prohibit certain types of parking on Caddy Avenue, Lippet Avenue, and Mill Cove Road. This will be first passage ordinance, so Councilman Napa.
This was on first passage. Committee also recommended favorable action on this item.
So for action, Councilman Napa.
Motion to move favorable action.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Gebhardt. And hold on one moment.
Yep, I'm like all screwed.
Please hold.
It's on this one. Mhm. I'm like, wait, you see this, because this was the. Which one was the next one?
All right, so is there any further questions or comments on PCO 31-25? Seeing none, clerk will please call the roll.
Hang on a second. Mr. Sinapi?
Yes.
Mr. DeLuise?
Yes.
Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 yes, motion passes.
All right, and then the clerk correctly caught that I skipped one. PCO 30-25, an ordinance amending the zoning ordinances of the city of Warwick, Alexander and Courtney Bucci, applicants 85 Tollgate Road, Assessors Plat 246, line 191. This is under unfinished business, by the way. So this is second passage, public properties. So that was Councilman DeLuise. My understanding is that the recommendation was for favorable action.
Yes, recommend favorable action.
So for action, Councilman DeLuise.
Yes, recommend favorable action.
All right, so Councilman DeLuise moves favorable action, seconded by Councilman Gebhardt. Is there any further questions or comments? All right, clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi?
Yes.
Mr. DeLuise?
Yes.
Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 yes, motion passage.
All right, back to new business. PCO 32-25, an ordinance amending section 64-5 relative to the compensation of other officials. This is ordinance, so Councilman Napa.
This was recommended favorable action by committee.
So for action, Councilman Napa,
Motion to move favorable action on first passage.
seconded by Councilman Gebhardt. Any questions or comments on this item? Seeing none, clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi? Mr. DeLuise?
Yes.
Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 yes, motion passes.
Next is PCR 139-25, a resolution in regards to installing and removing stop signs at the intersection of Riverview Avenue and Wentworth Avenue. This is public safety, so Councilman Muto.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee recommended favorable action.
For action, Councilman Muto,
Move to, for favorable action.
seconded by Councilman Gebhardt. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi? Mr.
Yes.
DeLuise?
Yes.
Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 yes, motion passes.
Next is PCR 115-25, resolution relative to the omnibus withdrawal of docketed items undrafted, no longer relevant, necessary, or ready for action by current sponsors. This is intergovernmental, so Councilman Gebhardt.
Yes, Mr. President, the committee recommend favorable action.
For action, Councilman Gebhardt.
Move favorable action.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Are there any further questions or comments? Seeing none, clerk will please call the roll.
Mr. Sinapi?
Yes.
Mr. DeLuise?
Yes.
Mr. Foley?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Muto?
Yes.
Mr. Napa?
Yes.
7 yes, motion passes.
All right. Does anyone have anything for unanimous consent? All right. Seeing none. Does anyone wish to move us to the docket session?
Since there is no more business in front of this honorable body, I move to a docketing session.
Any second? Second it. Any objection to moving to the docket session? Then so moved. Ward 1.
Pass.
Ward 2 passes. Ward 3? Pass. Ward 4?
Pass.
Ward 5 passes. Ward 6?
Nope, actually, Ward 5, I'm going to docket.
You docket on behalf of Councilman
On
Lattiser?
behalf of Councilman Lattiser. Councilman Lattiser would like to introduce,
You're good. Keep doing what you're doing.
okay, an ordinance establishing standards and consequences related to dishonorable service for all employees of the city of Warwick.
Oh, come on.
So ordinance. Anything else for Councilman Lattiser?
Unbelievable.
No, not for
Anything for you? Ward 6?
Of course. All right. So Ward 6, I'd like to introduce a docket for a resolution creating a special legislative commission to study the modernization, sustainability, and economic potential of the city's athletic and recreational infrastructure.
Is it a resolution?
Committee?
Intergovernmental? Anything else? Oh, sorry. It's up to Councilman Muto.
All right.
Come on.
Do you have anything else?
No, but I have something for Wards 6 and 7. So Councilman Kirby and myself would like to introduce an ordinance in regards to parks and recreational facilities, specifically to the dog parks within our city.
So what's the title for the sake of the solicitor?
Dog parks, recreational facilities.
No ordinance.
Okay. You're all set?
Anything for Ward 7? Ward 9? Is that a pass or a one thing? All right. And then for 8, we have omnibus resolution regarding traffic studies. Omnibus resolution regarding congratulatory and condolences. And a resolution in regards to Christopher Motors claim. And that's all. So we adjourn at 7:13 PM.